What do I do for a living? What's my JOB? Guys, this is one of the most common questions I get. I think most people assume I make videos, upload them onto YouTube, I go into the comment section, sometimes leave snarky responses, walk around my office without any pants on, and every single month get a check from YouTube. It doesn't exactly work that way, although the part about the pants is probably true. But who am I? What do I do? What's my job? My job is I'm the owner of Real Men Real Style, RMRS. And this is a men's lifestyle brand and company that I'm building up. Now, I actually own 3 companies, Real Men Real Style, Menfluential Media, and Menfluential The Conference. I'm co-owners on those other 2 businesses, but Real Men Real Style is where it all started for me. Now, as a YouTuber, I love what I do, but I view myself as a business owner first. And there are 7 things that I focus in on as a business owner when I show up, because unlike most jobs out there, no one tells me what to do, and I've got to figure this out for myself. But when I sat down, wrote it out, I'm like, there are 7 things I focus in on. First up is I maintain the direction of my company. Imagine a boat. People are, rowing on those oars, and no one's telling them which way to go. In fact, they're rowing at different frequencies. Sometimes people take breaks, or they go in a different direction. They put the oar out in the back of the boat. What's going to happen? That boat is going to spin in circles. I've got to make sure my company is not doing that. I've got almost 20 people working for me. And by the way, if you love to solve problems, you are a smart person who loves what we do here at Real Men Real Style, apply. I've got an application down in the description of this video. But guys, I'm always making sure that my team is going in the right direction and that we are all rowing, making sure, because you got to keep people prioritized. You got to focus on the priority, keep them focused, and that's how you make things happen. So next up, and I'm using my notes here, I predict and which way we're going to go. I try to predict actually what you guys want. How do I do that? Well, I go into social media and I look at, okay, what's hot, what's trending. Also, I go back and look at what has not been talked about. What is something that's very complex in menswear that needs to be explained? How can I talk about manners? How can I talk about bringing other things which are relevant to you? Next up, I go in and I deliver. So I've got to deliver, what was I going to say? Sales. So deliver sales. That's actually what I had in my notes there. But you guys know, I actually work with brands all over the world, and I've got to deliver to them sales. So I got to first make sure, is there a great fit? Is this a brand that you guys would actually want to know about? Then I've got to make sure that this brand aligns and that we can actually help them. Some brands are so early that I could send them 1,000 possible leads and they wouldn't know what to do with it. So I got to make sure this is a great fit. But at the end of the day, I've got to maintain that trust. I've got to make sure that I am pointing out to you guys a brand that you love and that you need. Now, next up, I got to take responsibility. So when the company screws up, that is it all falls on me. I am the owner. If someone on my team, and we've had this happen, they screw up, guess what? It's my responsibility. And that's my job as the owner. Now, when it comes to, and the next thing is spreading praise, that's what do I have? Number 5. Spreading praise. Yes, whenever something good happens, I could say it's me, but no, that's not what you do as a leader, as an owner. You actually pass it on to your team. You always say, hey, thank goodness for them. They've done a great job. And you have to motivate people. You've got to let them know that they are making a difference. And that's something I'm really proud about. People, when they come to work for us, they stick around. Why? Because I tried to create a company that every day when I come in, I love what I'm doing. So number 6 is I've got to manage cash flow. Believe me, you cannot run a business very long if you are losing money every single month. So I've got to focus in on that. That's one of the reasons that, we do what we do. And by the way, our business makes money. We've got sponsors, direct sponsors. We got indirect sponsors. So those are the ads you see on my website over here on YouTube. Then we've also got affiliate, and that's basically when we recommend something and we get paid a commission on that. And I also have courses. And if you haven't checked out those courses, guys, I can tell you there's some big things coming your way with that. Finally, I have to lead, manage, hire, and fire. Pretty much what it sounds like, except understand that there's a difference between when you lead and when you manage. Manage is actually making sure people are doing the right things at the right time, right place. Leading is actually being and showing people that you are willing to stand up for them, that you are going to be the first one out there, that you're never asking them to do something you wouldn't do yourself. So guys, that's what I do at Real Men Real Style. And it's interesting. There isn't a this isn't a job that, it's not a job. It's a passion. It is something I'm excited to do. And by the way, if you're looking to work with a company like what we're doing here, we are always looking for, and I wrote this down, I'm looking to hire smart people who can learn to solve important problems that I don't even know I have at Real Men Real Style. Literally, I know that sounds a little bit, maybe that's the most interesting. I thought that was a pretty good job description. Let me say it again. I'm looking to hire smart people who can learn to solve important problems I don't even know Real Men Real Style has. So if you think you're that kind of person, make sure to fill out the application down here because I want to hear from you guys. And yeah, that's my job. That's what I do at Real Men Real Style. I'm proud to do it. I love what I'm doing. And I want to thank you again, the people, the guys out there who I've met in person in London, in New York, in Atlanta, randomly on trains, going to Paris, out in California, just walking, back at my own Boulder University, back in Iowa, going back to, Austin, the University of Texas. And I run into you guys who watch this channel, love what you're seeing, and I thank you for all your support. Guys, that's it. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.